Hey, I'm Julie, and today's Level 2 Vinyasa class is all about outer hip strength and using that strength to help us with purposeful and controlled step throughs from our down dog to bringing the foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. So we'll be doing some step through drills as well as some targeted strength training for the outer hips. We will be using a couple of yoga blocks, so take a moment and grab those now. If you don't have blocks, you can substitute a couple of sturdy hardback books that are about the same height. And let's begin. Put your blocks right at the top of your mat. As such, we'll be using them a little bit later. And let's start standing. Take the feet about hip width distance. Take a moment to close the eyes. Just bring your awareness to the yoga mat. See if you can leave all other distractions aside for now. Start to bring your breath into long and slow inhales and exhales, or engage your Ujjayi breath through the nose. Take the right hand and slide it down the right thigh. Reach left arm over the left ear. Roll the shoulder open. You can gaze underneath the armpit if you wish. Just finding a nice side bend here. Keep the core area all engaged. Bend that left elbow and place the back of the left hand at the top of your spine, back of your neck. Take the right hand, place the back of the right hand on the lower back, and then slide the fingers towards one another. If they reach together, you can clasp the fingers. If they don't reach together, that's perfectly fine. You can use a strap to bring that space a little bit closer, or grab the back of your shirt and hold there. Lean the head back into the lifted elbow. It's getting a little stretching in our shoulders here, in the backs of the arm. Release from there. Let's find that stretch on the second side. Reach the left hand down the left thigh, right arm over right ear. Again, hug navel to spine. Reach pubic bone up towards navel. Release from the side bend. Palm of the hand to the back of the neck. Bring the fingers towards one another and press the head into the elbow. Continuing with our Ujjayi breath, long and slow inhales and exhales through the nose. Unravel, release the hands. Let's just warm up the wrists a little bit. Rotate them in one direction or another, making fists with the hands. Change the direction. On your inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Let's find a forward fold, leaving the arms overhead as we do so. Lower the chin towards the chest, really keep the core tight, and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly. When you get to your depth, you can let the arms dangle. You can grab opposite elbows and sway side to side if you'd like.
Retreating the way we came in, extend the arms again, roll it all the way up with the arms extended. Reach them up overhead as you get to the top. Let's take that same thing one more time, reaching high, make space in the waistline, and then lower chin to the chest. Forward folding. Maybe this time you feel a little bit of a deeper sensation. Coming back up slowly. When you reach the top, bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the head. You can also place the fingertips on the backs of the ears. Let's take a couple Malasana squats to start warming up our hips a little bit. Step the feet about hip width distance, wider than hip width distance, maybe mat width distance. You're going to want to point your toes out to about a 45-degree angle. Really gather the core muscles in, spine stays tall, bend the knees. Sit to your depth in your Malasana or yogi squat. If you find that your ankles would prefer having a block under the heels, you can do that as well. And then press to standing. Reach the elbows away from one another. Couple more rounds, sitting deep in your squat. Trying to keep the spine as upright as possible, the chest moving, looking forward, press it up. One more time, pausing at the bottom when you get there. Again, elevate the heels if that would be preferable for your ankles. When you land in your squat, take a few moments. You can even bring the elbows inside the knees. Create a little bit of tension there. Maybe rock from side to side. Place the hands on the ground. Straighten the legs now, and you're in a forward fold with your legs a little bit wider than hip width distance. Walk the hands over to the left. Walk the hands over to the right. Head back to center. Place the hands on the blocks at the top of your mat. Step the feet closer together. We're going to start building strength in our outer hip. Lift the right toes off the mat. Bend the right knee, reaching the leg behind you. And let's draw circles with the knee forward. Slow and purposeful circles. We're also trying to make the movement as even as possible. So through all parts of the circle, you want to be going at the same speed. So 5 in one direction. And reverse that. Again, slowly and smoothly. And after your 5, step feet together, left leg lifts. Bending the knee, reach the knee as high as you can, and then 5 circles in one direction. Reverse. Beautiful. Step the feet together. Shake it out a little bit. Roll all the way to standing. Leave the blocks at the top of your mat there. Let's find a round of Sun Salutation A. We'll add some things on in the middle. Inhale as you lift the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, hands on the mat, step back and take your vinyasa. You can also hop back, of course, gazing forward as you lower, inhaling as you lift, and exhaling, use the core to draw it all the way back. First down dog of practice. Bend into the knees if you'd like. Feeling a nice side stretch, pedal out the feet. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed in your hands. You're pressing into your fingertips just as much as you're pressing down with the wrists. Your chest is reaching for your thighs, shoulders rolled open. Come onto the balls of the feet, rock it forward, and find your high plank. Settle into your high plank for a moment. Couple more times, bend the knees, just still getting warmed up a little bit here. Bend the knees, hips reach for the heels, straighten the legs, round the spine as you rock it forward to find your plank. One more time, bend into the knees, straighten the legs, ripple it forward, reach your high plank. Exhale, make your way back to down dog. Inhale, reach right toes high. Three-legged dog. Pulse here. Focus in on the right glute and the right outer hip. Strength is coming from that area. Pulsing for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We get to practice our first step through. Bend the knee. Arch the spine, round the spine, knee comes towards chest, keep the hips high, and bring the foot in between the hands. If it stops halfway, heel toe it into place, or use your hand to lift it up. Lower onto the left knee. We're finding low lunge here. You can untuck back toes. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And then rock the hips forward, feeling a nice stretch in the left hip flexor here. And then we're gonna lean over that front leg. So the right arm can lower, and we're leaning over towards the right with the left arm. Inhale, both arms come back up. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to your down dog and take a vinyasa. Or you can skip the vinyasa if you'd like. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. Strong core to draw the hips back. Inhale, left toes reach high. Keep the hips square to the mat, so we're not opening the hip. We're just in our three-legged dog here, pulsing the left toes high. Strength is coming from the left glute and the left outer hip. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping it through, finding that low lunge. Bringing the foot forward, lowering on to the right knee. Press the torso up as you're ready, and inhale, reach the arms high. Rock the hips forward, lengthen the right hip flexor. Left arm can lower if you'd like. You can even use a block here or reach the fingertips towards the ground.
Reach the right arm towards the left. Side bend. Reaching arms back up high. Exhale as you plant the hands, step back to down dog. You can pause in down dog, find a child's pose, or take a vinyasa. Exhale, rock it back to downward facing dog. Come onto the balls of the feet. Walk or hop the feet to the hands at the top of the mat. Inhale to find your halfway lift. Exhale to find your forward fold. Rise to stand. And exhale, hands by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, find your forward fold. Halfway lift, extend the spine, strong core as you lift. Exhale, forward fold, and find your vinyasa. On your next inhale, right toes lift, right knee bends. And we're gonna take a fire hydrant type shape with our right leg in a down dog. So the knee points towards the mat, flex the foot, and then we lift using the strength of that outer hip, lifting the knee out to the right for 5. This is number 4. One more. Hold it there. And then take it into your wild thing. If that wild thing is not where you want to go right now, you can continue to lift and lower the knee in a fire hydrant shape. Otherwise, we're reaching the right toes behind us and lowering the right toe to the ground. Left leg extends. Right arm reaches over the head. Retreat from your wild thing, coming back into a downward facing dog. From here, we're sweeping our right toes high again and bringing the right knee to the right elbow. Pause. 3-legged dog on the inhale. Right knee to right elbow. Pause. 3-legged dog. One more time. Pausing there. And then step the foot in between the hands. Get it there however you can and press into your high lunge on the inhale. Same thing, we're going to find that lean over the right knee. So lower the right hand, reach the left arm towards the right. You got a strong and active back leg to help you with stability there. Steady breathing. Inhale both arms up and take your vinyasa, or meet me in a downward facing dog or a child's pose. On the second side, we're bending the left knee. Keep the foot flexed, and let's take those fire hydrant lifts. We're trying to see if we can really isolate the strength to the outer hip and keep our shoulders square to the mat, so we're not twisting it open using momentum from our shoulders. Lifting from the outer hip alone for 3, 2,
and 1, and then we're finding our wild thing. Stepping the left toes behind us, right leg straightens, press the hips high. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Left toes reach high again. And exhale, knee to elbow. And pause. Inhale, lift it high. Knee to elbow. Inhale it up. Knee to elbow. Inhale it up and step it through. Finding your high lunge. And then lowering the left arm, leaning to the left with the right. Steady your breath. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, hands to the mat, your vinyasa. Walk or hop the feet to the hands. Strong core to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, roll it all the way up. And exhale, hands by the sides. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale to forward fold. Strong core to lift. Your vinyasa. On your inhale, right toe sweep high. This time, knee comes to chest. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to chest, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knee to the mat. Quick breath here, and we're gonna lift and lower. As we lift and lower, we're also pressing into the ground and lifting our hips high as well. So protract the shoulders, separate the shoulder blades, really concentrate on the core area, and then press the knee towards the chest, lifting the hips at the same time. Lower the knee to the ground. 2, and lower. One more time. Hold it there and step it through. We're finding warrior 1 this time. Back foot flattens. Get strong and stable. Press it up. On the inhale, warrior 1. 45-degree angle on that back foot. Weight is in the outside edge. Nice breath here. Inhale, and on the exhale, warrior 2. Reaching the collarbones away from one another. Lift the front heel, lower the front heel. Lift the heel and lower. A few more times, keeping that pace. Activate the arms so they're working just as hard as the legs. Half moon is next. You can use the blocks if you'd like. So we're reaching forward, kicking off the back foot, planting the right hand on the mat or a block, using a strong left outer hip, Leg is active and we're reaching the left arm up. Breathing here in your half moon. One more breath. And we're going to come back to our high lunge. Bend into the front leg. Step the left toes behind you on the ball of the back foot and inhale the arms high. Vinyasa for second side. Plant the hands, step it back and lower. Inhale to lift left toes. Exhale, knee to chest. Lifting. Knee to chest. One more time. Knee to chest and hold it there. Really squeezing it close for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a moment, lower the knee. We're going to lift and lower a few times. Round the back. Separate the shoulder blades from one another. Push into the ground. Really hug the knee towards the chest. Lifting and lowering. Lifting the hips high as you do this as well. And lowering. Hips lifting and lowering. Lifting one more time. And then stepping the foot in between the hands and finding your warrior one. Nice big inhale and exhale to your warrior two. Gaze is over the front fingertips. Let's lift and lower that heel. Let's take half moon on this side. Shorten your stance a little bit if you'd like. Kicking off the back foot and lowering down. Hands can be on blocks if you want. They can also hover if you want to practice that, or hand on the ground. Right leg is lifted high, right arm is lifted high. Strength coming from both outer hips, your standing leg and your lifted leg. Keep the core hugged tight. Bend into the left knee, set it down, back to a high lunge, ball of the back foot, and exhale, take your vinyasa or take a rest. From your down dog, everyone lower to the knees. Let's take a brief child's pose before we move on. Lift up out of your child's pose. Bring the blocks back into your life at the top of the mat. We're going to practice our step throughs next. So you can work on any height that feels good, and you can even remove the blocks out of the equation if you want. Make your way back to a downward facing dog. And we're just going to lift the right toes. Contract everything that needs to be contracted in your midsection. Keep the hips lifted high. As you bend the knee, you're simultaneously rocking the hips forward. You're really reaching the hips high and then stepping the foot in between the hands. Reverse that same way. Press into the ground.
Separate the shoulder blades, which means you're protracting the shoulders, pushing the back of the heart up. Gather the knee towards the chest and step it back. Let's do this 6 times on each side, rocking onto the balls of the feet, bending, contracting, keeping the hips lifted as you step it through. Drop the hips once you get there. Relift, recontract, push into the ground as well to step back. Again, 6 times, forward and back. I think I'm on number 4. Pushing the ground away every time you lift. Really pulling the hips high. Giving yourself clearance. The next time you step it forward, we're going to come to standing, okay? So kick off the back leg, bring it with you, cross into a figure 4. Left ankle is on top of the right knee. Hands can come to prayer. Balance here, or if you'd like, bend into the right knee and sit it deep. If you're familiar with flying pigeon arm balance, you are welcome to practice that now. Keep the left foot flexed, feeling a stretch in the outer left hip. Straighten the right leg. We're going to step right back into a lunge. Lower the hands back down. Bring the feet back together. Let's take a quick child's pose and rest in between sides. Press it back up. Side 2, 6 times. Before you start to move, consider all of the contractions you need to make. Consider the pushing of the ground away, keeping the hips high as you rock it forward. I'm finishing my 4th one. Go at your own pace. No rush, just letting you know where we're headed. And after you've finished number 6, we're coming back forward with the left foot, kicking off the right, and coming into our balance pose. If you feel wobbly, that is part of the process. Give it a couple tries. Balance feels differently every time you show up on the mat. When you land, remember to keep breathing through the nose. And as you're ready, no rush, straighten the left leg, step it back to your lunge, hands on the ground, Optional vinyasa if you want to take it. And meet me
On the belly this time.
Once you're there,
Move yourself into Sphinx pose. Forearms, elbow, shoulder width distance apart. Tractioning the hands back towards the hips. Just feeling a stretch in our abdomen area. We've done a lot of work there. Stay there.
if you'd like it, press yourself into an upward dog.
Lifting the thighs off the mat. Shoulders are directly above the wrists. Glutes engaged. Chest is moving open. Just practicing upward dog. And again, strengthening and stretching our abdomen. Moving into a side plank,
Rolling on to the right outer foot, outer edge of the right foot. In your side plank, you can also find a supported side plank with the left foot in front of you, or lower the right knee.
and keep the left arm lifted high. Wherever you are, if you're on your supported side plank, you can bend the left knee, draw circles with the left knee. If you're in a non-supported side plank, option if you want to try this or not. Circle it the other direction. And then wherever you are, come back into that wild thing. So left foot steps behind you, right leg extends, left arm reaches overhead. And then sit it down. You're facing the back of the mat now. The left knee is bent. Let's find a simple twist. Grab the knee with the right hand, left hand behind you. Right leg is active, foot is flexed. Release from the twist. Cross the left foot over the right. Bend the right knee. So now your knees are stacked on top of one another. This might feel quite engaging if you find knees don't quite land together. Just get to where it feels comfortable for you. You can use blocks for support under knees or wherever. We're just trying to bring a little bit of stretch into the outer hips here. The heels can be as close to the body or as far away as feels right for you. And forward fold towards the back of the mat. Release from the fold, unravel the legs. Right leg stays straight, left leg is bent, right hand plants behind you. Lift the hips back into your wild thing. Square it off to the mat into a plank pose. We're going to take that to the second side.
Roll over, find your side plank
Or supported side plank. Option to lift the knee and draw your circles. Pressing the hips high. And then step the right foot behind you, wild thing. Sit down, facing the back of the mat. Right knee stays bent. Find your twist. Activate the left leg. unravel. Cross the knees over one another. Right knee is on top this time. Again, support hips or knees with blocks and forward fold. Lift from the fold, uncross. Right knee is bent. Left hand plants behind you, left leg is straight. Press the hips high into your wild thing. Come onto the ball of the right foot. And square it off. Back to the top of your mat. Let's take pigeon pose. Inhale, back to down dog, and then inhale, right toes lift. Exhale, hips stay high as they can before lowering the knee behind the right wrist. Walk the left toes back and settle into your pigeon. Keep the torso lifted if you'd like. Come on to the forearms or all the way down. Couple of breaths here. If you've gone into a forward fold, consider the possibility before you lift up, consider the possibility of lifting your arms off the mat and using the strength of the outer right hip to press your way back up. We're gonna make our way into a 90-90 shape with the knees. So rock onto the right hip, bend the left knee, and bring a 90-degree angle into both legs. Sitting up tall, we're gonna windshield wiper back and forth, if possible, with the hands off the ground. Place the hands behind you for support if that is a better fit. You might start to shift forward, so keep the feet on the mat to help you stay in place. After a few rounds, settle back to where you're facing the front of the mat again. Back knee is still bent. Forward fold over that front knee and lift the shin off of the mat. We're going to switch to pigeon with the left knee forward. You can give it a try without the hands if you want, working on your mobility, or put the hands down and do it that way. So sweeping the left leg forward into a cross-legged sit, leaning onto left hip, reaching right leg behind you, and finding your pigeon on the second side. If you'd like to try lifting up without the hands, we're lifting up now. Strong core, strong outer hip. Bend the right knee this time. Bring the legs to a 90-90 shape. And again, with or without the hands, take a few rounds of windshield wipering back and forth. And then next time you're facing the front of the mat, lean forward over the left knee, lift the shin of the right leg. Sitting all the way back up. We're sweeping our right foot forward again, coming into a high and low boat Navasana. Okay, so shifting the weight around so that you're resting on the sit bones. Draw the knees towards the chest to begin with. Sit up really tall. And then as you're ready, lower down into a hollow hold and back to a high boat. If this is not comfortable for you, or you'd rather practice stationary boat pose, do so. You can use the hands for support. Otherwise, lifting and lowering and lifting and lowering. If you want to add on to this, you could also rock onto a hip every time you lift or lower. Working our core. Let's be here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Come all the way down to the back. Bending the knees, draw the knees towards the chest. Maybe rock from side to side for a moment. Cross the right leg over the left leg. We did this seated, and now we're going to do it lying down. Reach for the outsides of the feet. Okay, if you don't quite reach, you can reach for the ankles or the shins. And draw the knees towards the chest. Stretching the right outer hip here. Keep the feet flexed if you have your feet in hand. Taking this into a supine twist now. Release the feet, open the arms out to a T, and lower the knees over to the left. If you'd like, support the knees with a blanket or a block or something there. You want to try to make sure that your right shoulder is relaxed on the mat. So if it starts to lift, back out of the twist a little bit. And again, support the knees. Take your gaze to the right hand. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close the eyes. Engage your core and then unwind back to center. Change the cross of your legs. Let's take that on the second side. This time left leg is on top, reaching down, grabbing shins, grabbing ankles, grabbing the outsides of the feet. Drawing the knees towards the chest. Nice stretch in the left outer hip. Release the feet, arms to a T, open into your twist. Gaze or head turns in the direction of the left hand. unwind, uncross, straighten the legs, and make your way to your Shavasana. Well done, everybody. That was an engaging class. We did a lot of work on the outer hips and the core area. I hope you're feeling it. I hope you feel a sense of accomplishment as well. I'm going to leave us here in Shavasana. I hope you take advantage of this few moments of time to rest and pause before you go out and finish the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments, and I will see you the next time.